Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start by thanking the government of Turkmenistan for inviting me to participate in the investment forum, which has two-pronged objectives. It aims to provide a pivotal international platform for attracting investment into the Turkmen economy. It also aims to help the country to better understand Turkmenistan opportunities to invest abroad. The United Nations values such occasion as they also contribute to development and fulfillment of the 2030 agenda. In this context, I commend the government of Turkmenistan for continuously promoting the importance of investing in the Sustainable Development Goals. As stated in the Turkmenistan's national commitments to SDGs transformation, which was submitted at the 2023 SDG Summit, resource mobilization at the national level will remain a major source for financing sustainable development in the country. With only 15% of the SDGs on track globally, the UN has agreed on SDG acceleration by prioritizing six key transitions. They are interlinked with a high potential for systemic impact in most countries, including Turkmenistan. And these transitions are rooted in the SDGs and include food security and water management, green energy transition, digital connectivity, education, jobs and social protection, and climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution. In addition, UN country team and the government prioritized UN universal health coverage and peace, justice, and institutions. It is an organizing framework for investment pathways aimed at multiple SDGs, taking into consideration maximum synergies and minimum trade-offs. The joint UN SDG fund is reoriented to support the SDG transitions. I'm glad that country team in Turkmenistan have managed to share with government a pipeline of joint programs with several of them prioritized by the UN Government Strategic Advisory Board for co-financing. The UN country team submitted two joint programs also to the SDG Fund for seed funding to support two transitions, namely jobs and social protection and recently green energy transition. The UN plays a crucial role in championing development and promoting global prosperity for all and the planet. The SDGs provide a roadmap for achieving peace and prosperity for all. Through the revamped UN development system and with the UN resident coordinator's leadership, these goals are translated into concrete actions. I'm glad to acknowledge that during this investment forum, the RCO and UN country team will present the findings from the common country analysis, including the first ever estimates for SDG financing gaps for the key transitions. I again commend the government of Turkmenistan and the Ministry of Finance and Economy specifically for engaging with the UN country team in this joint exercise that will help not only to trigger important public dialogue, but also inform the UN programming, including the design of the new cooperation framework for 2026 to 2030. In anticipation of the dedicated UN side event this afternoon, I can disclose or unveil that according to the analysis, the SDG financing gap amounts to 2.8% of GDP annually during 2026 to 2030. This translates into over US $13 billion over the period to achieve national SDG transformation targets. To achieve globally set targets, it would require 5.5% of GDP. These are substantive investments, and 44% of them would focus on boosting human capital and supporting the most vulnerable. Another 37% would be required to enable economic transformation through structural changes by moving labor and other resources from lower to higher productivity sectors. So, for instance, from agriculture to manufacturing and renewables. It will also include raising within sector productivity growth, which could focus on digitalization, green economy, and transforming food systems. Successful economic transformation would require smart macroeconomic and structural policies, including deregulation, eliminating corruption, privatization, and private sector development, better investment climate. The remaining 19% of the financing gap would be required to support the environmental pillar of development by adapting to and mitigating climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution. The government can use these findings along with the development finance assessment to develop and implement a roadmap and financing strategies for implementing the integrated national financing framework, so-called INFF. The UN Development Coordination Office, DCO, where I come from, actively supports the critical work of resident coordinators. As the DCO's regional representative for Europe and Central Asia, I stand ready to further support activities related to facilitating economic analysis and implementing INFF financing strategies supporting investments within and between countries in the region based on accelerated SDGs, which cover all areas of development. As a concrete action delivered by this year team for UN country team in Turkmenistan, I can mention a recent training on multidimensional SDGs risk analysis aimed at supporting the country with better prevention and mitigation measures for identified risks. This helps following the SDGs priority on prevention and regional monthly reviews as a key crisis prevention and mechanism. Let me also mention that this year, the DCO and resident coordinators in all SPECA countries developed jointly a common chapter in common country analysis that should help catalyzing investments, including FDI. The analysis has prioritized transport connectivity, both hard and soft infrastructure, and energy connectivity and transboundary water issues. It acknowledges energy security issues, diverse fossil and renewable energy potential of the SPECA region and Turkmenistan particularly. These are sectors where public private partnerships, PPPs, can play a significant role. Lastly, trade and investment analysis helps to identify the potential to increase intra regional trade and to enhance mutual investments and value chain integration within SPECA. Today's forum agenda shows that in these areas and others like smart agriculture and circular economy, Turkmenistan aims to showcase its potential for long-term investments. The country can continue doing so in the years to come, especially in 2025 when chairing the SPECA. Let me finish by expressing a strong belief that together, through collective action, we can build a world where cooperation and long-term investment thinking prevail. And I look with optimism to Turkmenistan's development, including through the investment opportunities. And I'm grateful that UN country team plays and will continue to play a critical role in that journey and transformation. Thank you.